right? I am convinced that the Haymaker is one of the strongest abilities in the entire game, just straight up, because oh my gosh, it is just so powerful, man. Like, you can just use it to where it just becomes so dang good. And you're gonna see in this showcase how I'm gonna, like, utilize it for just maximum efficiency, right? So here we have this Gallon, and if you don't know about Gallon, if he gets 200 charges on defense, then he does the Harvest, and the Harvest does a lot of damage to you, right? So yeah, it's pretty annoying. You don't want to, like, trigger it, right? Because it's just, like, a bunch of direct damage to you. But with Titania, you can just trigger it and not even care about it, man, because of the Haymaker. So you're going to see here, he's at 80 charges, right? Then we do one more combo, we dash back, and then he's going to be at 120 charges, which will then allow him to do the Harvest. I'm sorry, 130 charges. So yeah, here, he drops the Harvest, and we just completely ignore it, man. We just do not care. Yeah, that's a bit absurd, man. That would have done so much damage to us, and we just took 0 damage from it. And then we just drop the SP3, do our heavy attack rotation, and then yeah, that's the end of the fight, just like that. And honestly, not a bad time either. I think it was like 60 seconds or so. Pretty dang cool. And now we have this Bishop, which is kind of the same thing that happens in the Gallon fight, where we just, like, utilize the Haymaker to make sure that we can, like, avoid some dodgy damage, right? So yeah, there I messed up. Whatever that was, I totally messed it up, but it's fine. So I'm trying to build my SP3 again because I like using the SP3. I know, like, in matchups like this, it's probably not, like, the best thing to do, but I just like it, man. It's really fun to do. So here I dodge SP2, thankfully, and then we can just, start going in. And then here's where things get a bit, like, dodgy, right? He throws the SP1, which is not good for Bishop. I missed the Dex. So now he has, like, his Incinerate aura, right? But we have the Haymaker active, so we can just, like, drop the SP3, and then after that stun, we can just heal from the Incinerates, which is pretty dang cool. And, like, things like that, like, minor things like that, makes this such a good ability. And, like, right there, we're just healing from the Incinerates, and it's pretty cool. So, yeah, that was just a very fun fight. That was, like, 45 seconds, too, which is pretty dang good. And now we have this path, which is Heavy Assault, Life Transfer, and Linger. So, I don't know how to say the word, man. Is it Linger, or is it just like Linger? I don't know, man. But, yeah, this fight is pretty cool because, Titania, she's a pretty SP3 heavy champion at times. So, like, not using the SP3, that kind of just, like, makes her not as good for this matchup, right? Or so you think, because her SP3 gives her the Haymaker, and the Haymaker is indestructible. So you can just, not care about Linger at all, and then, yeah, look at that. Also took a lot of damage there. We don't talk about that. We're focusing on the Haymaker here, right? So yeah, we dropped SP3, does some pretty nice damage, and look at that. We took 0 Linger damage. Pretty dang cool, right? So we can just spam our heavy attacks as usual, and take no damage from it. That's pretty dang great in my opinion, and, like, you can just not care about the node at all because it is impossible for you to take damage with this node because the Haymaker will just always be active whenever you need it to be. So yeah, pretty dang cool. Here we drop the SP2, does some pretty nice damage, and here I get stunned, but I just totally tanked the SP1, which is pretty cool. I just love how you can do that with Titania, and yeah, pretty fun fight for sure. Okay, I think it's pronounced Linguar. No, that sounds even worse. I don't know how to say the node name. I'm sorry, but now we have this node, which is Power Shield, Hurt Locker, and Special Delivery. So there are 2 types of degen coming at us, right? There's a Special Delivery one, and then there's the Hurt Locker one. So how do we deal with this? Well, we use the Haymaker, of course. So yeah, here we can just do as many hits as we want. We can go past the Special Delivery timer because watch this. We go past the timer, right? And then we can just, drop the Haymaker immediately, and we take no degen damage at all for the entirety of it, which is just pretty dang cool. And then here we go for the SP2. Pretty nice damage, I think. Yeah, because that's Power Shield, so yeah, pretty nice damage regardless. So yeah, we drop that. Then we bat the SP1, and then we can just start doing our damage again. Well, not really, because we're doing 0 damage because of Power Shield. Then we drop another SP2 after we bat this SP1, and then now we're going to have the timer on us for Hurt Locker, right? But then we can just, dash back in. We take 0 damage from the Hurt Locker node, which is pretty dang cool, man. I just love doing that with Titania, just, like, ignoring nodes. It's so fun to do. It is so much fun to do. But yeah, Titania is just crazy, man. I just love this character so much. She's so much fun to play. So here we're going to drop another SP2, right? And then we'll trigger Hurt Locker again, but you know, Titania doing Titania things. She's just gonna ignore it. So yeah, pretty fun time. This might actually KO her, I think. No, it doesn't. So yeah, we have the timer on us again. We dash back in, 0 damage. So much fun. And yeah, we drop this one more time, and that finishes off the fight. A very fun fight. And Titania had like absolute control over it, so that's pretty dang cool. And now we have this Hyperion in 6.3. If you don't know this Hyperion, it is what's regarded as the most annoying Hyperion. He had this title for a very long time. There's a lot of content made on this guy. So I thought I'd just go back to memory lane, you know, just show this guy once more with Titania. And oh my gosh, it's so fun. It is so much fun. She just like completely ignores Hyperion's like whole kit. It's so much fun. So here he dropped the heavy attack. He drops the SP3. Guess what? We have the Haymaker active. We don't care about the SP3. We take 0 damage from it. Yep, there we go. Here I whiffed the heavy, but it's fine. Then I get the second heavy though, so that's fine. Then I can just do a full combo, and then we're almost at the SP3. He parries me, thankfully. I mean, I parry him, thankfully. Then we drop the SP3. And then, yeah, now we're just gonna do our damage. And the SP3 is so cool because it has, like, the, like, flashing camera and all that. Like, she's a wrestler. And I love wrestling personally. So, yeah, I really like this character because of that, too. I love her gimmick. So, yeah, we dropped the SP3. 0 damage once again. And there I whiff once more. I need to, like, get better at my timing there. But, yeah, it's just a very fun time. And, yeah, we finish off the Hyperion with ease and, like, almost a full yellow bar. Pretty dang fun. Now we have this fight, which is so fun, man. It's Explosive Personality and Ticking Time Bomb. The important one here is the Ticking Time Bomb node because, like, every time we parry, we get a charge. And at 5 charges, we take a burst at, like, 25% of our maximum health, right? Which is pretty annoying. But Titania, guess what? Ignores it because she just doesn't care. So, yeah, here we just try to, you know, get our Haymaker back so we can just, like, ignore the damage. So we just need to do a bunch of light attacks and we'll be fine. So here we're at 3 charges now, right? So we just need to do one more and then we'll be at 4 charges, and then the 5th one will trigger the damage. So here I go for the Haymaker, I dash back, I parry, and instead of taking that burst damage, I take 0 damage, man. That is just so much fun. Like, it is just so much fun to do because it's just like such a great form of control. It's such a good like way to control the fight. I love it so much. And here we can just drop our SP3, we do our heavy attack chain, and then here I stall. He throws the SP3 while we have the Haymaker active, and guess what? We take 0 damage from it. Can you see why, like, I think this ability is super overpowered now? Because, yeah, we just ignored Ticking Time Bomb, we ignored the SP3, it is just so insane, man, it is so much fun. But yeah, Titania, man, just crazy. She's just absolutely crazy, in my opinion. This Haymaker ability is so strong. It is, like, absurd. And then we have one more fight here. This is just, like, a bonus fight. It's this Thorns node. And, like, also, per debuff on us, we ignore the damage from Thorns. But the thing is, the debuffs take some time to stack up, right? So you will be taking, like, guaranteed damage at the beginning of the fight. But not Titania, because she has the Haymaker at the beginning of the fight. So, yeah, just a very fun time. We drop the Haymaker immediately, so we're taking no Thorns damage whatsoever. Then we build up our debuffs, and, yeah, now we're fine. Now we're not taking any damage whatsoever. So, yeah, pretty dang cool. We can just like completely ignore the node just like by the Haymaker, and now we can just start reflecting the damage, just having some fun. So yeah, it's just a very fun time, man. I love Titania's Haymaker ability. I think it is so great. Of course, she has other nice things like, you know, all her debuffs. She has buff immunity. She has bleed immunity with the synergy. It's pretty dang cool. And yeah, we're just like, we're doing a ton of damage here, man, at this point. So yeah, it's just so much fun. So here we drop the SP3 and we can just, you know, do the heavy attack chain, and then that'll be it for this fight. So yeah, just a very, very fun matchup, and Titania is just like a perfect counter for it. It's just a very fun time, man. And yeah, that wraps up this little showcase of the Haymaker. Let me know your thoughts on Titania. Let me know your thoughts on this like crazy good ability, man. I personally love Titania. I just love like her character. I love the wrestling gimmick. I also like her like utility and playstyle, and her kit is very, very nice. And yeah, that's about it for me.